So it's been moved by Rico and seconded by
Bill Raptoy?
Phil Rabatoy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, so passed. And is Rhonda here?
I made a mistake on this, she's coming at 6:30.
Oh, 6:30.
Okay, so then we'll move into library people.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
here.
So we've got some folks from the library. If you'll just introduce yourselves and
Brenda Stanley, library director. Glad
all right, welcome.
She didn't, she could,
Yes, she did.
Did?
She very quietly
I
said
guess,
it.
maybe. I know. The 80, okay,
Shouted at the rooftops.
yes.
Okay, so, gave you our proposed budget for 2022, plus, some statistics, the comparison, plus highlights for the year. We really wanna start coming to meet with you guys like middle of the year too, to just update you, but this last year didn't work out. I know last year, we did not ask for an increase at all. We said keep us the way we were for 2020. This year, we had put in for a $2,000 increase.
Okay.
And you know, you can see where the increases are, like juvenile books, things, supplies, because a lot of our supply budget, of course, went to COVID cleaning supplies and everything. So, and we're still feeling a lot of it, but who isn't? So that's what we are asking for the library. We're not asking for a big increase, just to help cover those items. I do try to minimize wherever I can. So, our comparisons are a little skewed, of course, because 2019 was a normal year.
Yeah, right,
2020 was everybody shut down part of the year.
right.
And then 2021, trying to get back to somewhat normal. And I did add on here, so you could see virtual programs we offer. And as you can see, there's quite a few virtual programs we do offer for when it wasn't able for people to come in the library. We kept that in touch. I don't have number because that's gonna be views on YouTube or views on Facebook. And that I do report to state standards. But it doesn't give us an accurate idea of who's watching how many. We do a take it, make it for the kids every week. Craft items and STEAM items, and on average, 20 bags a week go out for that. So we know we're getting at least 20 families with those. Sarah does that. She's the children's librarian. She does amazing. Lisa is expanding the adult program to include more Vermont authors. She was in contact today. She's trying to get somebody from Fish and Wildlife in this year, different things like that. So she's broadening that area that we've really needed broadening. And Lisa, of course, is doing assistant director, plus she wanted to keep adult programming. So she's doing both. And she's doing an amazing job. So visits, though, with everything going on, to have almost 9,000 people came in the library this past year when we were shut down for 5 months of the year. I think that was pretty good. Computer use is picking back up. A Wi-Fi is not an accurate number because we know it was probably double with the people that were outside using Wi-Fi. But those are the people that actually came in the building to use Wi-Fi. That's that number. Reference questions, that's huge, and that's where somebody calls or comes in and asks us to look up information for them or to teach them something, and so that's a lot of our time. We're seeing it takes 2 of us more often. It seems like since COVID hit, people have gotten really helpless.
Yeah.
I don't know who else has seen that, but things they could do for themselves before they don't do now. They want help with it. We've seen that a lot. So those are some of the things with the library. I did share on the highlights, the grants we did write and get this year. And one of them, I just got the check on Thursday, went in the bank. It's the American Library Association Transforming Communities Grant. And what that is, it's a grant I wrote, and it's targeting our community of over age 65. Lisa and I will be doing some online courses we have to do, and this grant takes care of that, to facilitate public meetings. And in those public meetings, we will ask questions of what this age group would like. Do they want authors? Do they want Social Security? Do they, to come and help them?
Right.
What can we do to help them? We also want to start, when things are healthy, opening the meeting room 1 day a week. It'll be totally just for people in that age genre to use however they want. They want to go in and chat. They want to do a potluck. It's going to be their options. And we'll provide a couple of Chromebooks back there for if they want to use computers and stuff. That would be available back there, and it'd be their area, so they're not shushed, and they can just get together, because we really don't have a place in town, ideally, for them.
Right.
So that's how the library is trying to serve that area. And we're looking forward to the meetings. When we have the meetings, you guys will be getting invited, because we hope to get your participation as the select board members also, so.
Good.
But that'll be happening between now and probably April, and then we have to spend all the money by June 30th.
Okay.
And part of that money is stipend to pay for Lisa and I to do the classes, so it's not when we're supposed to be doing library, and also when we have the meetings. So we
Right.
don't have to add on to payroll or anything for that. Another grant was the Arpa Grant, which was specifically Vermont Department of Libraries. And we were able to replace our fabric chairs with vinyl chairs so we can clean them.
Oh, right.
That was a big thing they wanted. We did get a 3D printer. We replaced a computer. We tried to use it on things so we wouldn't have to tax into the other budget for. And we did buy a bench, and with the technology grant, I was able to get a bench also, and in the spring, we'll be putting those together and putting them up.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Yes, so we're looking forward to that. And that also, that technology grant was how we got the 2 outlets outside the library.
Oh, nice.
So those are there too now.
That's great.
She works very hard.
Sounds
on
like
getting
it.
grants.
Yeah,
One of
that's
them was-
great.
There's only a couple in the state that got
Yeah,
a big grant, and she was one of them.
Wow,
the
that's great.
Transforming Communities grant was a really competitive grant.
Wow.
And it was 100, and it was all through the US, so.
Wow,
Wow.
good for you.
so-
Yeah,
Good job.
$10,000.
No, that's
in
3,000.
grants. No, but, and
Yeah.
total grants,
Yeah.
that's 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great job.
She's a.
We're trying, and the Lions Club, we had asked, they actually came to us. I didn't ask them this year because I thought them 2 years in a row not being able to do Dairy Day. And they came to us and asked what would I like for a donation. And I said, I'd love what you gave us last year, and that was the $1,000 donation, which went all for the kids' programs this summer, the performers. So we had VINs, which the Lions Club sponsored, and it was those types of things.
Nice.
So, and of course, Phil helped dig up all those bushes and everything out front to make us look
Nice.
more attractive.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Those bushes were no joke, I bet.
And then we've had, because we had thought about another way to reach the community, there wasn't really a photo area in town to have your pictures done. So I reached out and I got someone to donate their time, and we set up 2 days where families could have their pictures done. We had some backdrops, Cold Hollow, Enosburgh, some lights, and I think between the two, we had, I want to say it was like 32 people, families that signed up to
Wow.
do that.
That's
We had
very
dogs,
Oh,
we
fun.
had cats. We did. So it was all free, and what they did is they'd take the pictures and then they would email them the link to do whatever they wanted with the
Right,
pictures.
and they pay
So it
they pay
didn't
for
cost the
it.
photographer, well, it cost her time and skills and camera.
Right.
But yeah, so that worked out really well. We saw that was a big need.
That's great.
And we're gonna do that if we can every year to help families. We started the community town story walk. You might have seen them around town. Billy Joe always let us encroach on her area and put a page up. But that was to help get people out to local businesses a little more and recognize them. We put a page of the story in their window, and we'd have a little map at the outside the library where it started, telling them which page was where. And after the first one, we had area businesses contacting us, wanting to have a page in there. So
Oh, great.
that worked out well.
That's great.
We do Harvest Fest, we do crafts in the park with the town band in the summer, so we collaborate with that. We worked with the EBA on the lighting to do with, to incorporate a story walk, and to have the gingerbread houses on
Oh, yeah.
display all month at the library, and the judging is happening right now.
Nice.
In the summer, we're a bag lunch pickup on Wednesdays and Fridays for kids. We go to the school and grab them, and then families just grab them from us when they're there with their kids, so it works out really well. We've been doing that for a lot of years now.
Nice.
And if you didn't see it, our community hat and mitten tree in the middle of the library. It had hat, mitten, scarves, socks, stuffed animals, blankets, historical society ornaments, everything was free. People brought in new and put it on, and people came in and helped themselves who needed it. And could not believe how many went in and out from that. Unreal, biggest year we've ever had.
Wow.
And NCSS, we have a diaper and a white bin at the library. So if you know families who are in need,
Right.
it's a big bin. They furnish the new packages of diapers and wipes. They're in there, and people are able to help themselves.
That's nice.
They just don't want us to promote it on social media or anything.
Right.
So it's more word of mouth.
Right.
And then, of course, we were Operation Happiness, pick
Yeah.
up your stockings and drop the gifts off. Our meeting room was filled.
Filled, was it? I know sometimes in here it gets like
Yeah.
Santa's Village, yeah.
It was great, though. It was 50 families, but I think it was 74 stockings. So, but 50 families, and they were Enosburgh families.
Oh,
So
That's
that's
great.
what it was for.
That's great.
So those are some of the highlights for the library over the last year.
Wow.
So even though we weren't always open, very busy. I know Lisa has been great, as I said, stepping up, doing things. Jeanette, when she was there, they were great when I was out for those 3 months. And Lisa will step up. I gotta be out for about a week, 2 weeks this year again for another procedure. So, but I'm not worried about it.
That's great. Not very many people can say that.
I appreciate my staff.
I know, to like have a trust, you know, that you can step away and feel confident. That's good. Yeah,
Yes.
good.
So those are some of the highlights. I don't know if you have any questions for us.
I don't. Great job.
Like I said, we wanted to come partway through the year, but with everything, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
We feel it's important to keep that communication and for you guys to know what we're doing and if you have questions. And I have a great board.
Yeah.
I really do.
That also helps.
Yes, it does.
Wow. You don't know why. Yeah, we might be there if it wasn't for her.
Yeah. I don't-
super.
Yeah. I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming in. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Stay warm.
Okay.
I can see out my windshield.
Bundle up.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too. Buy my sleeve. Buy my sleeve.
I don't know, you gonna do the minutes?
Sure.
Was Larry here last time?
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss him?
Mm-hmm.
Just pencil it in.
I might add with the David and Sally Trihorn, didn't we move to pay for 4 signs, or is that?
Two signs.
And I didn't,
Oh,
wrote
okay.
down to pay for 4 signs. But the details of the 4 signs were like, are there 2 signs? Or the 4 that you're coming, I was very
Yeah, no,
confused
that
at
is
the
confusing.
whole thing. So I just, I'm like, I gotta rewatch that. Cause I know you agreed for 4.
Yeah.
But was it 2 of theirs
I
and
thought-
2 of your own making, or was it?
Yeah, I
That's
thought we
kind
were
of
gonna-
how I thought
I
about it.
That we were gonna,
We were gonna pay for 2, they were gonna pay for 2. I thought.
yeah, but the thing is it all comes out of the same funding.
But it makes a difference of like the signs that actually go up. Are you having them make 4 signs of the village falls?
No.
Or 4 signs
Yeah, no,
of
exactly.
your-
I think my thinking of it was going to be 2 of the village, Larry was kind of saying, 2 for the village and then 2 town signs. And the towns would be put either on 108 and 105.
Yeah, okay.
That was my
I was very
understanding.
confused.
I was too.
Did we just agree? I don't know.
I know, and I felt like I kept coming back to the question.
Because
And then
my
it
thought
like-
was you agreed to 4
Yeah,
of the town and 2 of them would be put at the village.
yes,
That's what I thought.
that was my understanding.
But is, so you're not thinking 4 of what they?
No,
No, 4 total.
4 total, 2 of which would be put at the village limits.
Yeah.
But they say like the pictures of our choosing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No,
would say.
that wasn't what was discussed. I mean, that's not how.
Yeah, because he
I
said
took
you'll
it.
talk to John. Remember, he's like, you'll take care of that, right? Right?
They're gonna be all the same, that's just it.
Well, they
No.
don't have to be the same.
That's what they were gonna be though. That's why
I
I was,
don't think that was really decided on. I think he just brought that in as a starter, didn't he?
that
The
picture,
the picture of the falls, was that his intent to have it on every
I think
one
the
of them?
picture is his intent. The wording might change because it was very wordy, for lack of something else to say. It was like the village of Enosburgh in the town and chartered in. I mean, it was just a lot of words.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think the picture will stay. I think the verbiage will
The
change.
verbiage, right.
But that's where I kind of got lost, was like, because you guys had discussed doing
Yeah.
your own signs.
Mm-hmm.
You're
So
welcome
that's
to
when
the
I was
town of
like,
Enosburg.
what signs did you guys agree to make? That's what I thought.
I know we agreed to pay for 4. That's all I know.
but I thought we were gonna take that out of the general fund.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you agreed to.
Yeah.
So it's like the village didn't have to do it.
No, they still have to
'Cause
pay for
it's-
2 of theirs. They still have to pay for 2, because it's 6 signs.
So what you're saying is the village folks are paying for 4 regardless? Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Wow, the village is paying for 6.
For 6, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Why don't we wait to accept that until?
We already did. We made a motion to accept.
To buy 4 signs.
No, no.
It's just what's going on the signs varies.
We don't know.
From memory to memory, or from actual, maybe
Because we'll
what
have to
he
talk
thinks.
to the Lions, 'cause there's gonna be some,
And are they paying for any of it?
no, that's part of the discussion.
Oh.
But
Well,
we won't have our meeting for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
so I guess in the minutes, I would just note that we had made a decision.
So other than the correction of adding Larry to the meeting
And the decision on the sign.
and the decision on the sign, any other action?
Nope.
No? Motion?
I'll second.
So it's been moved and seconded by Polly and Phil. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
We can also do the, so I received a call from the,
Armory?
nope,
Historical Society.
the, I'm
Cindy
totally-
Weed.
Cindy Weed. Historical Society. And it keeps, people are still wondering about the train, and so, so that everybody's super clear, they felt like it should be discussed tonight and recorded in the minutes what our decision was. And so we had talked about previously about the Armory, and once we get in all of our staff, because we have more positions than we've had in the past, and we had the rec, right, the rec on the side, and then turning part of it into the community center, and with JROTC in there, and with holding a meeting hall, which is our town meeting and such, that there was not space to have the trains. And so if we're still in that understanding that that's how it goes, we could record in the minutes that the board feels that there is not space adequate enough for the trains over at the Armory.
Correct.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want us to make like a formal motion to say that we cannot?
Well, I don't say that's
I
where
don't
I was
think- I don't think we
struggling.
don't have to.
It doesn't seem like a
Okay.
motion,
There's just
because
not
you're not
enough
making, like, you're not, it's not an action, it's a direction. And the direction right now is no.
Okay.
So noted.
Okay, so noted. That was that on there.
It'd be different if it was movable.
Exactly.
You know, if you could take it in
Yeah.
and out and display it and move it when we needed to move it.
Exactly.
It'd be different.
No, for sure. I mean, it would be neat.
Have you seen that thing?
I have never seen
You
it.
should
No
stop in
kidding.
sometime
Go see
this
it.
week and
You never
go
been up?
upstairs.
Yeah.
It's huge.
There's two of them,
Like, I don't even know how
and
they're
they're
gonna
huge,
get it out.
and they're built around pillars and everything.
Huh. No, I've never seen it.
It's huge.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Let me see.
We could do
As we wait for
the
Joey, so good, do, Armory update.
Armory update. Yeah.
Better one?
Well, BJ filled me in, and we were just gonna update in case Dean was here about
Which
the
I did
visit.
talk to him, so I
Okay.
did explain. But, I didn't want to step on your toes, but
Yeah.
I was curious if we could get some people in there that weren't affected by windows or floors.
Yeah,
So I emailed Greta,
yeah,
and this is what she says. I said, can we get electricians in to change the fixtures?
Yeah.
And plumbers to change the seals on the toilets?
yeah.
And she said, this is a risk that the town needs to assess and not something I can advise on. I
Okay.
recommend taking into consideration how long the work will be done for and whether there will be any impact to the contaminated surfaces. Sorry, I can't be more helpful.
Yeah.
So it sounds like if we feel like the areas where they're going to be working are not impacted by the asbestos,
Right.
it would be okay, but if you're in a room where there's that,
And on your walkthrough, they were very clear, like, it's here, but it's not here.
Right.
Right?
like the
Okay.
big room is completely free, the
Okay.
bathrooms are free, the kitchen's free.
The only
Rec
room that
room
had
is
it
free.
was your office, was the floor.
My office.
And
My office and the front offices.
they were
Okay.
checking the caulk around the outside of the windows.
Yeah.
And that was the only
So
thing they were
like
checking.
the vault,
Yeah.
that would be okay to be worked on.
Oh, okay.
Meeting room,
Yep.
bathrooms, like I said, and the big room, and that's a big, lot
Yeah.
of things to be, for fixtures, for light fixtures and stuff,
Right.
that would be a big deal to be able to.
Right, I mean,
And
I
we
could-
should maybe just inform the contractors that this is going on,
Mm-hmm.
while they're gonna be in there. I mean,
Yeah.
let
I'll
it
just
make
tell them
it-
which rooms they cannot.
let it make it their own.
That's what I would do.
Specifically
Yeah.
what
Say this
rooms you
you
cannot
cannot
work in,
do.
these are the rooms you can work in.
If
Do
you're
you wanna start the
comfortable-
project?
right, if you're
Or do you wanna
comfortable
wait
with it.
until all rooms can be worked in?
Mhm.
That's their choice.
Yeah. I think that's valid, and I could understand Greta.
I wasn't sure if that's what she was,
I feel
I
like,
can't, you know, you need to
I-
assess that, so that's what she's saying is,
Mhm.
yeah, I can't
choose-
tell you one way or
yeah.
another. Right.
I mean, I'm
Like the
comfortable with the level
radiologist
that's
not
in
being
there.
able to
It's
tell
not
you
very
what they
dangerous.
see.
Right,
Or no,
they know they do.
Exactly.
I know. but-
Like, what do you
but-
see? Do you
yeah,
see
no, I
anything?
can't tell you, you know I can't tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Comfortable
Just
enough,
blink twice if it's
you
bad.
know, I wouldn't
Yeah.
send somebody in if I thought something,
Yeah.
So did Merle stop in and see you?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, he said that he's gonna start, he was gonna go over to Mark's and see when he could start.
I
doing
like
that
the
for
chair
him.
rail, the black.
It bet a lot.
It better,
so much
tones
better.
it down.
So much better.
I mean, I don't love it, but it
Thank
is
you,
better.
God.
I think it's actually, everything's coming together. It's starting to
Yeah,
look nice
it
and-
definitely tones it down, and I think if you were wise, I would paint the walls like the lightest hint of gray, maybe.
Right, yeah.
It's, it still looks like a sable coat.
Rub it one way, rub it another way.
Because Merle's, I think, chit-chatted with you, and then he chit-chatted with Mark, so they'll be doing
It's such a little room, it wouldn't take him only part of it.
the fireman's office. Get all the furnishings out of there and put new carpet in.
Carpet?
It's
Stick down.
yeah,
Oh.
Squares.
Okay.
not heavily traveled, I mean, I wouldn't put it in Andrews,
plus it-
but at fire department, there's
Right.
once a week traffic through there.
Yeah.
If there's a fire
But
call
it's
sometimes.
pretty durable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is, so the flooring, that one of the rooms that they can work on would be the rec.
Okay.
Those two rooms that are kind of
That- yeah,
together, but you
yeah.
use one door.
Yeah.
He asked if we want to keep that partition wall.
No.
I think he wants to come down. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll have him take that out.
I mean, that's my
Oh, it's
personal
awful.
opinion.
I think it just
Where
needs
the
to go.
gate thing is, where the fence
The
thing is?
cages, yeah.
Oh,
No,
no.
no, no, no.
The-
This
the
is where
bar.
the rumpus room was.
Yeah, there were the
With
you notice
the flags and the eagles or something on the paper wallpaper.
That
As you-
was the
as you
only
go
one
in,
by
go to
the-
the
by
right
the
into that room.
showers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
the
offices.
only one with
The
wallpaper.
bar.
The officers.
bar,
club,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
The bar.
Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, the other side, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other
yeah,
side.
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
take
yeah.
that myself.
So come
Yeah.
in, yeah.
Okay.
And so the floor, he said that there's, I said we thought of the vinyl rollout stuff. He thought something like that, but vinyl commercial squares would be better because it's
If you-
cushy.
Oh, yeah.
And, but he said it was like a good warranty on it and it was good and hard durable. He said he was gonna get with you to get prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a vinyl.
Yeah, because I'll have to bring in samples so you can pick them out.
Let me tell
Listen,
you
you better
what.
bring a half a dozen of the same.
Exactly.
Make sure you bring in the whole piece.
Exactly.
Not just the
Not
dark
just
part.
the one, that one. Remember, that's the one I picked. Not that one.
Not that one, that little piece right there.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's good, I can get at least a few things started. Waiting on the legislature to tell us whether we can make a choice of in-person or Zoom. The way COVID's going, we may want to be talking Zoom again this year. Number one, our building may not be ready. We don't have another place to hold it. It is not big enough up here.
Over town
With
meeting?
COVID as it is, to try to put 100 people in this room.
Yeah.
So we'll have to make that decision once they make a decision whether they're going to allow it.
Okay. I mean, last time was kind of smooth.
It did. It
Right.
went you did great with the,
Thank you.
with the Zoom, and people didn't seem to mind so much sitting at their home and
Yeah.
taking, it was nighttime, so that was a little different for us.
Yeah, that was different.
But I think they took it in stride, so.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
happy
And
with that.
obviously, we would prefer to be in person, but,
Yeah, absolutely.
but,
But we
yeah.
also wanna make sure everybody's safe.
Oh,
and-
back to the Armory update, the tank.
Fuel tank?
The fuel tank. So Billy Joe had talked with Bluens
Mhm.
about removing it, and they were like, "Yeah, do you really want to remove a tank that has it's your backup fuel source?" And so I had checked with the Armory when we first were thinking about buying or not buying it. Well, I guess we did buy it. And they said that the reason why there was a backup fuel source is because it was considered the emergency building.
Oh.
Like if there was a
Yeah.
catastrophe, that was
Right.
the spot.
The spot.
But that the Armory guys, like I personally would recommend getting a heat pump because then you could use it for air conditioning in the summer. And so if you wanted to have a backup, not that you have to, but if you wanted to, that might be an option versus a old fuel tank that's buried in the ground. Did you end up?
I haven't heard back from them.
Okay.
I just sent it to customer service. I probably should
Yeah.
have called.
No, that's fine.
I'll call in the morning.
And did you find out from Vermont Gas about whether we would need a secondary?
That was
That was the
who it
question.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. That was it.
And then from there, did you get hold of John for their heating? To warm it up in there?
You didn't tell me to do that. I said, do you want me to
I
come?
thought
You're
you
like,
said-
it's plenty warm in here. I'm like, it's freezing. And you're like, it's plenty. And I'm like,
Oh.
okay.
Just like Pierre. Oh, you use the old windows.
All right, so touch base with him then, just to,
Yeah, well, When it
Well-
was running the other day, it was blowing cold air.
Well, you know, I
Those
wonder
big
if
moldings.
we shouldn't just call Elton and have him write down the directions to how to turn
Yeah.
up and how to turn, you know, I could go over with him.
I
or you
think
could
it
go
would
over with
make
him,
sense
Somebody
to-
could go over with him, maybe you could.
Oh, because he stopped in and saw me a week ago.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was just asking how things were going, and I said,
Oh.
well, I said, I don't know, they seem to be going okay. And he goes, well, he says, anytime you wanna get filled
I
in.
think he would know
Yeah.
the bill, you know, and you could,
Oh, definitely.
somebody could meet with him, I don't know
You
anything
could
about
even
furnaces.
video it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just say, this is how you turn it up, this is how you turn it down, this is what you need to listen for, this is what you need
Yeah.
to do. I'll call him instead.
Okay. So on this Rhonda deal, we're gonna have to go in executive session for that, or what's
No,
the?
she's been doing it to different towns and she's in open session. She went to Berkshire, I think, this week or the week before.
Do
She
we
just comes
need
in
to-
and tells what her plans are for her daycare, and she said she's not asking for a specific amount. She said, I think she said it with Berkshire, like 5%. And she talked about how many kids are impacted and how many kids she would like to have. Nope, nothing for,
so.
I'm just not sure that we can use ARPA funds for something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll write myself a note to contact the lady at the league about that.
I mean, it is kind of directly affected. COVID's kind of
Well, I
directly
think-
affected it in a way, but it's
Yeah,
still,
I mean, they did
still
say
a
that
personal
you-
business though, too.
Yeah, I mean, they did say that you could use them for some kind of economic development in
Oh.
your town.
Oh,
Some towns are even starting little like grants, but yeah, see, that's why I feel like they were saying, like, towns, get your criteria ready, like, how are you gonna decide
How you
who
gonna
does
spend
and,
it, right.
right? So, cause it is a private business,
That she could sell at any time for profit.
Yes,
right?
and then did,
And so again, so your criteria, is that a part of a stipulation, like if ARPA funds are used and you sell, they have to be paid back to the town, who knows, like, I don't
Oh.
know.
she
I
may
think
wanna-
like if it's within X number of years, like it's a short term.
Yeah.
thing, If she keeps it for 20 years,
Yeah,
fine. If she keeps it for 5 or 10,
Yeah.
I think so.
right.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Um,
she should talk to like Tim Smith, because they were gonna do free daycare down there
Yeah.
at that building, if maybe they could get some funds.
Yeah,
Instead of
no,
doing
Well,
it
I
down
don't know that they're
there.
gonna do free daycare. They were gonna. they
Free
were gonna
space.
Make it in such a way that
Yeah.
the people would be
Right.
paid better.
Right. So maybe she
So
could
maybe
get
she's
involved.
the daycare that they need, but just not for that space.
Right.
Right. Tim Smith? Jim?
Yeah.
Yes, Tim
Jim
Smith.
Tim Smith, yeah.
out of St.
What
Albans.
time is Joey coming in?
7.
Okay, and
But we had the rec, I don't know where
I was
she
gonna
is.
say the rec, I don't have that.
I have it.
Oh, you have it.
Did you get
I
a chance to
haven't.
read the papers? Did I give you?
I read one of them, I haven't.
Oh.
Take one pass it on.
Do we know how the, interview went? No? Okay.
Well, no,
Okay.
there was 3 applicants.
Oh, am I taking one and?
Take
passing
one
it?
and
Pass it on, yep.
They were going to do second interview.
Oh, they were, okay.
I don't think they've gotten that far yet. So,
Okay.
being January, we need to come up with something, so I thought it's not completely in, not all bills are in quite yet, but it's very close. And you could see if you thought sticking with last year's budget of 36,550, someplace in that realm, would be good, and if so, we will basically use that budget for this year. I mean, as you can see, the director did not collect as much as anticipated,
Mhm.
mostly because she was on maternity leave for a
Right.
few months. But we should definitely plan on, the majority of the next person, we're hoping,
Yeah.
will stay and complete a good year.
I think it makes sense to stay. I almost feel like I need to see the other budgets first.
Right, because if need be, you can trim some from here
Right,
because
right.
there's a little left over
Right,
in this one, so if you needed to.
right.
But it's a good starting point
Yeah,
to
no,
say,
for
you know,
sure.
we definitely don't need to raise it.
No, no, definitely
No.
not. Okay,
So that's what I have for
okay.
that.
That was easy.
Good.
I like that.
Yep.
to put our meetings in my calendar, because we do that.
Don't forget, next week again.
This is just, from this morning, it's nothing to do with loud. It's just an email that came in that I've taken care of. Oh, and I made brownies. They're a little undercooked.
I love undercooked. Oh, yes, I do.
I do apologize, but I don't know if I really enjoy it undercooked. I don't like an overcooked one either, so kind of like, It's the ones on the bottom are plain. And you have nut allergy.
I have a marshmallow allergy.
You have a whoops. Crap.
Can't eat raw marshmallow.
You can't?
Oh, that'd be great.
Really?
Oh, boy. The small ones aren't bad, but the big ones?
Maybe it's survival of the fittest. You know how many people probably
Yeah.
meet their maker
Oh,
eating?
maybe.
Okay. Wow. Look at those little
For your eyes.
doozies.
That was too bad we didn't have a visitor tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm so
Are
prepared.
you gonna touch all of those, or are you gonna
No.
just pick your one?
Just
Okay.
taking a couple of marshmallows.
Yeah. There you go.
My husband would just poke
Yeah.
all the candies and
Now, exactly.
find out which ones are the
Which
soft.
ones are the soft ones? What about orange?
So I
Yeah.
didn't do any, I'm gonna have you guys
Okay.
stop in sometime this week. Oh, you sent it down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where'd it go? That needs to come back. So about that, it can be ended.
There you go.
The listing, business listing can be ended. It can't be removed, according to the lady that I talked to.
Oh, it can't? I thought it was the other way, no?
No, it can be ended. So like when you would Google it or search, because you search by, and it can say from December to January, and it'll say ended, but it won't come out. It'll always be there.
But the thing is that we can't do it.
Right? People that did it didn't have to.
Right.
Right.
We allowed to go on TV timeout?
I think we,
And if not, we didn't put it on the agenda.
no, we'll have to do it next time.
We'll do it next time.
I just texted Joey then.
You want a snack?
I'm good.
Okay,
Really
don't be
good.
bashful, you know.
No, that's fine. I'm all right.
You know, just because you're gonna be on TV and everything, you know, they're gonna see you
I
snacking.
know, I'm sitting here.
It'd be one of those stuff. No wonder he volunteers.
I'm fine. I have a bottle of water and that's enough for me.
I wish there was enough for me.
Do we have?
So we gotta wait for
work
Joey?
Oh, should we get Joey too?
He doesn't have a lot though.
Excuse me.
Talk fast and stick to the topic.
I'll be a taskmaster.
One more year.
No.
How'd your rides in anyways?
Huh?
How are your rides in? Or are you doing from home?
No, this morning was slick.
Thank you.
This morning, there was a couple times, it was, yeah.
Shaylee drove back from Foxborough last night. They got
Yeah.
into Randolph at I don't even know what time, but she said from Randolph
It was slick.
to here, hours more than it really needed to be because it was just so slippery underneath.
Yeah, this morning was slick.
Yeah, because I felt like my tires just
Were
snow,
not
the snow had
gripping.
filled up, and from there I never cleaned them out this weekend because I used my other truck.
That's what it felt like.
And I got on the road today this morning, and it was like I shot up on the Colton Road just to drive up and around to get rid of some traffic, but it was like just drive around and just.
Why would you go on the Colton Road to get rid of traffic?
I think he pulled off.
Oh,
Pulled off.
I thought you meant I was like, that loops you
That's a
back
terrible
around.
road.
No. I just needed to, because it was like
It was slick.
yeah, that's what I thought, because it was like.
Even when it looked kind of bare, it wasn't bare. And all of a sudden, I was like, and I was only going 40. I wasn't really going fast.
Well, I had one, was it this morning? He was going 20 miles an hour.
That's almost like dangerous too when they go too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for sure.
There's a happy medium. I remember one time I was driving back from Montpelier, and I was in like North Hyde Park, and it was snowing so
Did you talk to Jeff?
hard. I mean, literally
Yes.
pushing snow with my
10
car.
bucks.
That's how much snow was in the road.
I said,
And here comes this person who's
Nobody else gonna
crawling,
give
and
it
I'm
10
like,
bucks.
I gotta keep up
And he's gonna
speed.
get
I
our
like
way
had
up.
to pass
And
him.
Kevin can't get.
Because if I knew I was gonna just get stuck. But I was like, I can't believe I'm passing somebody in this like crazy blizzard.
I remember her and her friend Sam wanted to go prom dress shopping.
Mm-hmm.
It was February something of probably their senior year. Go to Newport,
Yeah.
to Netherlands. It's a nice day.
Oh.
It starts to snow like you can't, there's this
Yeah.
much snow in the
Yes.
road and I'm like, am I gonna make it back over that mountain? There was a tractor trailer off, there was another car off, and I'm like,
Just
but
keep
I'm
going.
thinking, where am I gonna go if I don't go this way?
way.
Yeah,
Because that's home.
Yeah.
I have to go there.
I used
so
to
I'm
teach
just
in
like,
Newport. Let me tell you, there were some times.
and I went and I made it and I was just,
Slow and steady wins a race every time.
oh, sick
You
to my
know, the
stomach.
worst drive I ever had coming back from Newport was on Richford Mountain, and it was fog. I mean, I didn't know if I was driving off the end of the earth or you literally couldn't see a thing.
We did that Mount Washington one time.
Scary.
And I don't like that road
So
to begin
scary.
with.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I'm like, we're gonna die.
Yeah, it's so scary because you
I
cannot.
don't. He goes, just look, we're fine. I'm like, I can't look. I don't want to watch us go.
I don't want to watch this go. I don't
I
want more
don't
gonna
like
die.
things like that. I just don't. When we went to Niagara Falls one year, there's it's not a ride, but you go and you have to take a class, and you get into these speedboats that take you down, not the Maid of the Mist things.
Yeah.
Little,
Right.
These are speedboats going down into these rapids.
Where was this?
And Niagara Falls. And you have to put it on this,
Yeah,
kind of a
raincoat.
wetsuit and
Yeah.
these, and you're going, and I'm like, oh my God, we're all gonna die. And everybody's, they're whooping it up. And I'm just sick to, and they're saying, you can't fall out, you'll never be found again. And I'm like, I was so scared. And the kids were like, this is fun. And Gary's like, yeah, this is great. And I'm like, no. And the next day, like helicopter runs. I'm like, what is this with my family wanting to do all these deadly things? No. I'm the fly in the ointment. I'm like, but everybody did that stuff. I'm just like, I'll hold the purses and I'll just wait here on the ground.
That's funny. Wait, isn't 6:30 was the time?
Yep.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not coming.
Okay.
I know, but we gotta still wait for Joey.
I know, come on, Joey, get in your truck and get over
Most
here.
of the time he's here early.
He's here early. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the orders?
Tonight he's
For him,
No, you got orders. on-
orders were
Yeah,
the warrants, which
I'm
I,
keeping notes just to so that I have things to write on the card for the editor, and I
Yeah, to
had
chop
nothing to
out.
write.
Exactly.
I haven't done, I thought I was going to have.
Just
them
us
done.
talking
Oh.
about food.
oh, so it's still being recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or did you pause
Yeah.
it? I mean, what are we
Well,
just sitting here?
So long as we're not in executive, there's no reason to pause it, technically. I'm
Okay.
being paid to record the
So,
meeting, this is.
Now's our time to do our plugs. Oh, I went to McClurg's on I did. The food is really yummy.
Oh, really?
good.
It was
Oh, no
super
kidding.
good.
He's gotten better?
Why, it wasn't?
You're on camera up here.
I don't know.
Well,
I haven't been
no,
before.
no,
It was
but
the
I mean,
first time.
all
It was super
just
good.
4 items on the menu back then.
Oh, no, it was.
Is it more than deep fried?
Well, no, a lot of it is, but but it's at least, I mean, you can still mess up deep fried.
No, I don't digest it well.
Oh,
Like,
the
don't go
fries
dark.
are kind of amazing.
Oh, good.
Really?
Yeah.
I like fries. I could
Did they
eat
have
fries.
entertainment or what?
They were doing karaoke, but we didn't stick around for karaoke.
So that was.
New Year's
Oh, no
Year's
kidding.
Night.
night, early,
Yeah.
like we went like at 5. But it was
5?
really good. I'm a happy hour kind of girl. Yeah,
Huh.
What time do you stay up
Tess,
to?
Is that happy hour or is
You
that
think
early
it's or
bird?
late?
12:30.
you're early bird, my happy hour.
But then again, it was up at 3:30 in the morning, following day.
Yeah,
I was ready
I
to go.
can't stay up. It hurts me.
Well, the phone's been ringing about 2:30, 3 o'clock most days lately, so I generally can go back to sleep. Sometimes I can't.
Right. Oh, I can sleep.
So was
I
there,
am made to sleep.
was there a small accident there, the 31st or something? Outside of town? Richford and Enosburgh going through?
Oh, at like 5 o'clock?
No,
I was
no.
sitting in the window, an ambulance went by, but
I don't know.
I thought
Oh,
ambulance that one. seemed like
State
one
trooper
night.
went up at first time.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah, so if we get an opportunity, she's got a couple of newspapers that I brought in.
Yeah, when they come in to do
Yeah,
warrants, I can
just
put
to
out
share and read.
What?
newspaper articles about ambulance services and
Oh.
the cost of them over and.
Gotcha.
And then it's one of those of, I don't know, I'm almost, in one of the articles here, over in Greensboro,
Mm-hmm.
with their events. Might be worth going over and seeing what they do,
We need to get rid of
This is-
those folding chairs.
because it's the same thing
Yeah,
over in
so the
Virginia's.
ones with all the,
The rust and
They
everything.
seem to have
so
a
those right there,
lot more
go-
people, a lot more things going on.
there's a stack someplace
Mhm.
that doesn't have any
Mm.
rubbers on the bottom.
Oh.
And if they have rubbers,
Mm-hmm.
they're staying, and if they don't, it's like some, you can see in the middle, they're gonna pull those and put them in the middle dumpster.
Like the metal one, yeah.
Right, because we're afraid they're gonna nick the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can buy rubbers for them.
Listen,
Right, so Jimmy's
those
gonna go buy some.
Are as old as
Some of
I
them
am.
He's
I'm
gonna buy
sure.
rubbers for what can
Look
be
at 'em.
fixed and salvaged, but there are some are from the time before, when they were at the original fire
Well,
station.
I was gonna
down
say, how
on
long does it
Archibald
take to
Street.
wear paint off a metal chair?
I mean, some of them are 50 years old. or
Exactly.
Yeah.
more.
Which I said.
Yeah, but they're
They may
still
win.
good.
No,
Oh.
Oh my
Sure.
God.
Oh my God. Were you born in 1929?
You guys are in that world of throw away everything. Buy brand new,
Not
throw it
throw
away.
away, but come on.
Yeah.
but there's a lot.
That's a
that-
tetanus shot waiting to happen.
Bring around the bag, spray paint them.
I told them to get rid of any of this stuff that's not even,
Do you know if they're going to be fixing the screen there?
What's wrong
Or
with it?
the projector?
the projector
Oh.
is being worked on by our tech group because it needed something.
It better not be a bulb.
I don't think it's a bulb, I think
The
it's,
bulbs are more
There's-
expensive than
there's
the
some sort of
entire
wire.
Oh, really?
projector. Oh, yeah, they throw them away. Speaking about throwing
there's a
away.
wire that needed to be.
Because it's cheaper to
cabled.
buy a whole new projector than
There's
the
a bulb.
actual bulb. Mhm.
Oh my god. So that one I think is going down the road.
This one?
Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching.
Who even uses those anymore?
I don't think since I was in third grade they
Yes.
have used those.
Exactly. Like an overhead projector? That's
They
so
are
funny.
supposed to be fixing it. I saw a ticket on it.
Speaking of which, I gotta turn on my iPad.
Yeah, you want them back?
Well, we don't know what the future is
future
going to
will
bring in the
hold.
next few weeks, people.
I
Okay.
haven't even used
You
mine.
hand those in, we're gonna get jinxed.
Okay.
Everybody on this board will come down.
Let me
Oh.
tell you, it's not
Are
good.
we still gonna have a,
I'm not sure what's going on over in that corner though.
I think it was one of those of he still had to put the trim molding on, and then from there we
So
debated
who
on
decided
taking.
not to paint behind the cabinet?
Somebody didn't wanna move that cabinet.
How much did we pay for that? Cause that's ridiculous.
The cabinet or the? We
No,
didn't do-
the
we-
person who didn't wanna move the cabinet.
Oh, that
to
was
paint.
years ago, I don't even know.
I don't think it ever got painted.
My thought
Clearly.
is to
No,
put,
it's your
to
test
paint
gray.
the wall
That's,
and to
that's
put a
kind
few
of the
shelves
gray
up.
that it needs.
That's the test paint.
That's.
and get rid of the cabinet.
They
Well,
knew that's what
he
color
was
you want.
just-
That's their
See, it
test
all
pack.
comes back around.
See that?
Yeah,
It's like an
that's the
inspection
color we want,
sticker.
right there.
Yeah.
It's like an inspection sticker.
Actually.
You wait long enough.
Yeah, I just think we should get rid of the cabinet and just put some shelving over there.
Yeah. That is a nice cabinet. Can you,
It just doesn't look,
Yeah, it's adjustable.
can you take these out?
Yep.
I have no closets in my house. Joey, that could be, put a bar across. you could hang
You're all set right here, Joe.
yes.
Like an armoire.
We're all set for you.
Okay. Waiting for me?
No.
Can you ask Meryl to make a couple shelves for over there?
What is it, color?
You make,
Joey, how are
you make two
Good,
corner
Joe.
shelves.
Happy New Year.
I think it would be okay. Except for I don't know what, maybe. We'll have to ask those connection people what's going on with there, because that's a weird.
Were you plowing at the crack of dawn this morning? We were just saying the roads were kind of bad.
Early, yeah.
Well, the
fairly-
main
no,
roads.
Yeah, pretty early.
Okay.
Colder weather, so traction's better.
That's not the consensus this morning.
No, the main roads were slick.
Yeah.
It's yours, Pierre.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll give you something to do tonight. You can take some crayons too if you want.
Got any?
Just bring them back.
You wanna just introduce yourself to our public?
Sure. Joey Clark, Enosburgh Road Foreman. That's something new.
I just wanted to be warm and fuzzy, you know.
Oh,
it's-
something you, you're
Pierre
something
likes
you thought
to
of.
be the master of ceremonies.
So what's up?
See. I got, general fund work figured up for anything that we did last year. Just normally get your guys' blessing on it before we actually take that number. Billy Joel transfers it from, the general fund to the highway.
Okay,
Couple of things, we come down here, one operator and a loader down here for 3 hours, moving sand from up back to the new Gaga pit out here.
oh, yeah.
And myself and one of the guys in a truck and excavator and some topsoil, we cut a tree, took a stump out, put topsoil, seed and mulched it, and that type of stuff. And then we also did some work on the town forest lot up on Longy Bridge Road. After we got done our grants and aid work, we did some work on the way by there. We put in some gravel, lifted it up and leveled it out some and put some topsoil and seed and mulch. So
Nice.
that's on here, and then the plowings from plowing the Opera House, fire station, the dry hydrants, and also that town forest lot, we plow that there once in a while too, so. I got it written out here, the different things. This here's the Gaga pit, and this next one's the tree, and then the town forest lot that goes over to here, and then the plowings, there's 197 different plowings, because we do the plowing and the salting on the fire station, we counted as
Yeah.
two.
Yep.
So
I
it
remember
adds
that.
up a little more. Times the 65 rate that you guys did, and so it's a total, what is it, Phil, it's 16,000?
Yeah,
I got it
16,
somewhere.
9, 13, 44.
I think we. We anticipated 10,000. But we have been anticipating for a few years, but I think we can bump that up there next year, or this next time.
Yeah. You need a motion on that one, yeah?
I don't,
I think you should,
Yeah.
just for formality,
Right,
like.
so
for the
I'll
general fund.
move to,
Call it that? Or
to approve the general fund work that Joey has
Yeah, I think the
as
technical,
itemized.
technical name for it in the town report
I'll
is
second it.
Yeah,
transfer for work and plowing.
yeah.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Motion, it's called what again? Transfer and working?
For work and
Transfer.
plowing.
For working
For
plowing
working.
And plowing, yeah.
by Polly and Phil, and all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So passed.
You have to say aye.
Okay, aye.
There you go. You are the quorum.
That's actually pretty reasonable for the plowing. For all three of those places, all those places, that's pretty cheap.
Should it be changed?
No, I mean, I think
I
it's,
think we just did last year.
change it
Okay.
last year.
Well, no, we
That's-
changed
that's
the salting part of it.
No, I
Yeah.
think we changed, didn't
We
we
did,
change
yeah,
it?
you increased the rate, it was
Yeah.
50, and you went
Okay.
65, and then last year you said, well, when you do like out here, sometimes I just plow it.
Yeah,
But then
But when you
sometimes I
salt it.
plow it and then salt it, or,
right.
Yeah,
so you should said to
Yeah.
count that as a second time,
yep.
so it does, adds up.
yep.
But, you know, you're plowing a lot of property there for that money, really.
Yeah, yeah, so the Opera House,
It's decent.
it's a big area down there.
It is,
Big area. So there's that. When we did our paving this year, we had like 3 different pots of money. We had our regular resurfacing budget, which was 100,000. Our coal patch and hot mix, which was only like 1,000. And then we have our paving fund, the money that we have saved up for paving projects. Most of it in mine was to try to pave some dirt road pieces, and we had one that we're gonna do this year. It didn't pan out, so, but anyways, we also got a class 2 roadway grant we got 175,000 back for the money for that, so. So what we did, the total bill from Pikes for what they did was, 2 sections on the Boston Post Road, shimmed and overlaid that. And then we did like a small shim on the Tyler Branch Road, so the section that they did on the Boston Post Road, like from the Tannery Four Corners to Sand Hill, that piece there was done with our money, like the 100,000, that's kind of the way I look at it. It cost 98,262.68 to do that piece. The other piece from Nick Aldrich's garage back down to Stonehouse where we left off last
Okay,
year as
yeah.
well. That was what was part of the Class 2 roadway project. And that
Okay.
was 234,657.55. And then the little patch piece that we did was 2,142.90. So total amount that we spent on it was 335,63.13. So what we had to do is borrow from our paving fund in order to pay for all that. And then I guess my request is to put that 175 that we got reimbursed back into the paving
Right.
fund. It won't bring it all the way back
Right.
to where it was, but,
3/4.
Exactly.
yeah, it'll bring
Half
it
of
up
it.
to, like 142,000 back in there. So we kind of over borrowed it. We took like, numbers bouncing around from paper to paper, we took 234,657.55 out of it. And there was only 202,203, so it's
Right.
not gonna come back all the way, so, but if we put the 175 that we got reimbursed back into the paving fund, it'll bring it back to 142,545.51. You wanna see that, you understand my hand scratching?
And that'll bring
Notes.
it back to that before this budget season.
It won't bring it back, no, it was 202,
Right.
like, well,
Well, so it'll bring you back to 142
yeah, well,
before,
right, as of the end of 2020, it had
Okay.
127,000
Right.
into it, and then this 21 budget,
it'll
we
be,
put another 75 into it.
Right.
So, which brought it up to 202.
Right.
203.06.
and then we paid it down to cover
We
the,
cut it,
Right.
yeah, we took it, brought it
so if we
down.
put this back in, it'll be 142, but that's still the 21 budget, right?
That's still the 21
okay,
Yeah.
budget.
that's
That'll
what
be
I'm
the
saying.
balance as
Yeah,
of,
okay,
as of the other day, 12/31/21, the balance would be that one,
At 142.
142, and then whatever we put into
Do
it,
it next, or this
This year.
coming.
22 in our
Right.
new budget,
Okay.
we'll bump it up to,
Perfect.
so we ended up doing a little more paving than we anticipated because we got that grant, so we
nice.
did that bigger piece, and
Well, when they go back in there.
the grant would have covered like,
Because we used
most of that
first.
section, but then there'd been a little piece left, and when me and Larry talked about
Okay,
it, it just
so
makes
we'll
sense
need a motion.
to tie the ends together here, and then we
Right.
can draw from this
That does
and
make
feed it
sense.
back.
So I will move to put the grant reimbursement back into the paving fund.
I will second that.
All right, so it's been moved and seconded that we replenish the paving fund with the grant money.
Yep.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved.
Next thing I got is my letter for, and I should have had this, I got it dated December 20th, your last meeting. Should have been in then, but I forgot about it. So, to get reimbursed for the unused vacation time that I had. I was the only one this year. The rest of them used most of it up. They got within, underneath the 40-hour
So you
threshold.
can roll that over.
No.
Well,
Eat
we
out.
can't
We
roll
can't
it
roll over
over,
any of
but
it.
to get paid for it.
Oh, I see.
basically. We can get paid up to 40 hours,
Yeah.
but I had 81 hours, so,
Yeah,
left
geez.
over, so.
Joey, you have to take a vacation.
I did take a couple weeks, but I always take a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Go to New Hampshire for a week.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Then I hunt the home for a week, and
Right.
I always intend to take more, but
Weather
my,
gets the
my
best of you.
reasoning is on the letter. It's only because
Motion on
of
that,
Okay.
no, so, okay,
He put it in his pension.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we'll take care of it.
Yep. So,
We don't need motion.
we don't? Okay.
No.
Yeah, you don't? Okay. So I was finishing up the FEMA work from the
Yeah.
2019 storm.
Right.
And we got all of that except for there's one bridge still left, Bridge 49 on the end of the Nichols Road, Longy Bridge Road intersection still needs some work, but I couldn't get that was kind of contractor work, concrete kind of guys, and I couldn't get any contractors to even go and look at it with me, so everybody's busy.
Is the other bridge on the Tyler Branch done?
Yeah.
On the other end?
We did the guardrails, we
Yeah,
just did the
yeah.
guardrails a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
but
it's
the
still
deck,
through there.
deck still needs to be
Oh,
fixed.
We have the-
So
I
there
usually
was-
But the
put it
underneath,
in
you did
his
something.
The
file.
underneath is done, yeah, that was FEMA,
I
that
think
was
we should
FEMA
make a
work.
motion.
Well, it's fine with me.
So the underneath part, like
To
filling that
approve it.
void
Okay.
and putting riprap to protect that abutment, that was
Yeah.
FEMA work, that's done.
And the guardrails are done.
And the guardrails is part of the structures grant,
Yeah.
so that part of it's done, but they gotta get the deck fixed.
And
And
then we can pave
I'm
over
gonna work on
right?
that this winter, get St. Ange and Bowen Cody's and Seacard and some others there to give us some numbers to do it.
Joey, we are gonna move on this, just so that it's in the record, so we can approve it.
Okay,
Okay, so I move to approve, the payout request for Joey Clark. For unused vacation.
So you've heard the motion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So moved.
Oh, that goes to you, Joe.
yeah, she can, I've got a copy of it, so she can have that, and that's actually, you want me to just send this down
Just
to you?
scan those over to me
All
tomorrow.
right. I think you can understand the numbers that are circled are the bigger numbers, and then I got it, and then the plowing, and then I got it kind of summarized here.
Works for me.
Yeah, your records are usually pretty clear.
He is the best.
I
department head.
Well,
know.
if I write it,
I'm
so I,
amazed every time. I'm like, how does he keep these records?
if I write it so I understand it, anybody ought to
Yeah.
do it. So just a question about the Bridge 50 down by the falls, what's the latest on that? Is that,
We don't know. I was actually, the stuff I showed you earlier, I'm gonna contact him and get that on the schedule too, but he's on vacation.
Oh, he's on vacation.
So there's
Okay.
no movement.
no
So we're on
more?
hold
Hoping
still.
to have something.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right, And the other Bridge 50, as we all know, the work's done.
Yeah,
And we budgeted 72,000 for our 5%,
okay,
pending that the
yeah.
engineer's estimate on the construction was accurate. It should be enough, but I
Yeah.
don't know, it may be a little more than that. I don't know,
I
they
would
did a couple
think.
extra things there, but.
And didn't they finish it up during our, hot supply market? I wonder if that made an impact?
Well,
I don't think it would make anything go
No,
up because
not
there was,
really,
they
no.
bid it in a time where,
right.
And
They
so
bid
they
it,
eat
and they were the
it, so
low
they
bidder.
would be the one to.
It'd be the
eat it.
extras. See, when the
Right.
engineers say, oh, geez, we didn't know this, but we need to do this. That's where those contractors
because
can
there
make
was a
up.
time
Gotcha,
when something wasn't quite right.
gotcha.
I know they did some drainage on one end of it or so. That
We don't have
wasn't
test kits
planned
here.
on, so I know they did that.
Okay.
I know on the
They had
abutment on the
test kits.
Bakersfield end, they had to do some extra work, but when they did the borings, they thought there was more ledge there and they didn't have as much width. Remember, they wanted to narrow it up by a couple feet. That was one option. We were
Right.
asking if we thought that would work, and so they had to do a little more work there, so I don't know. But anyways,
Okay.
we haven't been invoiced for it.
Okay.
So Billy Joel, you emailed somebody,
David, I think somebody last week.
and I emailed Rob Young, which was the, I don't know if he was, they weren't the head engineer, I guess.
Right,
yeah.
But anyways, he was involved, and I said, oh, you're the one to ask, but we'd like to get invoiced so we can pay it out of
Out of that year.
this year, so we don't have to try to throw that money over into 22
Yeah.
or something. I don't know what we would have to do, so. And then he sent an email to somebody and Carbon copied us that we haven't heard the answer to the question.
Okay,
He said, I
don't
thought you
think it's
guys,
gonna be a problem.
he said, I thought you guys again billed every month. And I said, well, I know when they're doing the planning and the engineering part, we did get invoices, and not monthly, I don't think, but we got some few invoices and paid our 5%, but when
But
it
that
come to the
was-
construction part, I just thought, well, must be they're waiting until it's all done and
Right.
C-card, they pay C-card and then they'll be charging us for our 5%. But, we haven't seen anything yet, so it's probably just a matter of getting it straightened out, but hopefully we can
Pay
get it done and get it paid for
Out
sooner
of
than
20.
later, before it's time to close everything up for good there, so just an update on that. I think that's it.
How about the loader?
Oh, yeah, loader, I think the last time I told you that he'd called me and left him a message about February or March, so I've got a chance to call him back, and that means he expects that we'll get the loader
oh,
out. He said that's pretty tentative. He said, I don't even really
Yeah,
know right
right.
now. He said, so the order's in. He
Okay.
put the order in, so we're locked in on price. And it's like
Okay.
they're gonna say, oh yeah, well, we're sorry, but you owe us another 10% or 5%
Right, right.
or whatever. So he said the order's in, but he said it's a good thing that we got it in when we did, because right now, he said they're not even taking orders. They're trying to get caught up from the long strike.
Wow.
Said they actually got a night shift going. They got,
wow.
How long was the strike that they can't take orders?
I don't know, went on.
Well, that was, Caterpillar was,
That was under,
or, yeah, John Deere was for,
It was a little while.
yeah, for a couple months or
I
something.
think it was
Was
a
it
couple
that
months.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Yeah. And they finally settled, so they're back to work, but he said it's gonna take them a while, but we got this extra shift that he said, I've never seen them do it before, so they're gonna get caught up eventually. So he's thinking February or March. I don't know if that means, maybe it means May or June
Right,
before it actually happens,
Yeah, right.
but, so. It's ordered,
okay.
and their price is locked, and so I told him, I said, well, because he doesn't have an actual build date. So I said, well, is it, let's say do ones, it take a day to build one, 2 days, a week, or what? And he said, well, they put out, he looked it up, and there's 2 different factories or whatever, they build different sizes. This particular size, they put out about 15 of them in a day, so I guess it
Oh
all
my
happened in one day.
gosh,
that's a lot.
that's crazy.
So once he has a build date, then it's be pretty solid as to when, that's the day they're gonna build it. And then
Right.
we'll know what to do with our loader, when to put it out to bid, and when
Okay.
to tell,
Okay.
or, I don't know, or we don't wanna wait too long. We wanna get it, get it out to bid. How long's it gotta be warned for a bid, 2 weeks, or
What are we bidding on?
The old loader.
the old loader,
Oh,
Buy the loader.
Like to
it's
sell
gonna
it.
be done differently this time.
2 weeks? You'd have to advertise it for.
We don't have to advertise.
Oh, you don't? Okay,
I'll send you what the league sent me.
okay.
Larry had me call them and ask what's required.
Right, but we would want to, I don't know how long you would want to, I thought there was a requirement, you had to warn it for, or advertise it for so many days so that everybody has a chance. No?
Talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Which means it's yours.
Okay.
We got you a little present, and it's a loader.
You get two. One oh one.
Alright, I guess that is it.
Okay,
Oh, super.
where's your coat, Joey? Can you come in without a coat?
No, I just hung it up over there.
Oh, okay. I didn't get
All
on the
right,
cookie
so-
train this time.
Anything else?
No
Oh.
cookies for you.
Yeah, no problem.
I went out of town.
They're good though.
Yeah, I didn't make any.
Motion,
For what?
home.
Oh, yeah, move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Yeah,
All right,
So you were
so,
waiting for me.
we were.
yeah,
I got-
it's